feel like I'm the OG, the captain, delusional girl, because hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Please make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe to more videos like these. So today's video is going to be like a faith-based spiritual type of video, and it's going to surround dating, the dangers of over-spiritualizing dating as a Christian. This may not relate to everybody, but it sure does relate to me, or it did relate to me. You know, we're a retired delusional girl. Sometimes the delusional will jump out. Sometimes I would be asking the Lord for signs left, right, and center. I'm going to get into a little bit about my story, as well as how God lovingly told me to stop being delusional. What he taught me really transformed my life, basically, and my outlook on dating. So what is it when I mean I was asking God for signs? I would meet someone new, on the cusp of dating them, and I would run to God and pray and ask God for signs to confirm or to prove if this person was the one, right? The one. And you know, there's nothing wrong, I want to make it very clear, there's nothing wrong with having God be involved in your dating life. He should be involved in that aspect of your life in totality. But what I was doing was over-spiritualizing things a little too much. It's really important to have a balance. So basically, after I would pray this prayer, you know, Lord, give me a sign. Give me a sign, Lord. I would then go and just be on my usual day-to-day. I'm on Instagram, and then I see something that I feel like is a sign, and then I'm running with it. I don't know if I can give you like a clear example. I don't know. It could be like one of those quotes, Bible quotes, or it could be me watching a sermon and I'm thinking, I hear something in the sermon and I'm like, oh, like maybe is this a sign? It's giving self-incrimination, but it's okay. Or it could be like me and the guy are talking and you know, we have something in common and I'm just like, oh my, this is a sign. This is a sign. So you get my point, right? Saying this prayer of asking for a sign, you're going to start seeing signs, right? You're going to start seeing signs, and they're really not. And there was this one particular dating history where things didn't work out between me and the guy I was talking to. And when I tell you I was completely broken about it, ran to God again, asking God, like, you know, Lord, give me a sign. Can you please can you please give me a sign to confirm if he's the one? Like, I know we broke up, but the reason why we broke up didn't have to do with anything with us. It was more so out of like third party influence, without getting into too much detail. And basically I just didn't want to let, you know, the man go, the situation go. Just hearing myself like, girl, you broke up. I kept praying this prayer like, Lord, just tell me if this man's the one. Could you please tell me like a clear like yes or no? And so fast forward, like God didn't say nothing. Like he didn't give me a yes or no answer, and that really messed with me. And so one day I was reading the book of Matthew 13, 1 to 23. And what the Lord really deposited in my spirit about this whole fiasco of me just wanting signs, it really transformed my life. And it's in Matthew 13 verse 3, parable of the sower. And so I'm not gonna read it. It's Matthew 13, 1 to 23. And Jesus is giving the parable of the sower to the multitude that was kind of surrounding him. When the Lord is done saying the parable, his disciples come to him, and this is in verse 10. And they were like, Lord, why do you speak to them in parables. And we know that the Lord has spoken many parables. And as I was like reading and studying, you know, parables are kind of the indirect answer. Jesus used parables that the people could resonate with, using real life scenarios that related to them. So instead of the Lord giving them a direct answer, I feel like he would use these parables so that they could then sit with it, sit with what Jesus is saying, analyze what he is saying, and then further use their own wisdom, use the brain that God gave them to figure out what it is that he is trying to convey. His response is in verse 11. And he answered and said to them, because it has been given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it has not been given. So basically it's like Jesus is saying, you know the mysteries of heaven. I don't have to break this down to you, but for them, I'm breaking it down to them because they will not understand. It has not been given. So I'm gonna teach it to them. Instead of just giving them the answer, they're going to miss the point. Ooh. I'm gonna give them these parables so that they can sit with it. They can chew on this and really be like, okay, what is the Lord saying to me? What is he trying to say? What is he trying to teach me in this moment? And as I'm reading this, I'm like, okay, Lord. I see where this is going. I see where you're trying to take me. If the Lord was to give me the answer, how would that help me in me asking the Lord, like, Lord, just tell me if this man is the one, yes or no? You know, if he's not, if you give me like a clear no, then I can be like, yes, like I can just be able to move on seamlessly. It'll be a breeze. I was running to God, asking him for a sign. Lord, give me a clear sign. Give me a clear sign. Meanwhile, I chose to ignore red flags. I saw them with the ability that God has given me to see red flags, like most of us. But I chose to ignore. I chose to ignore toxic things. I chose to really settle. I knew from the beginning of dating this man, like I knew that this is just not kind of what I wanted. I was like, we'll see. Like, we'll see. Let me give him a chance. We'll see. And that's so dangerous too. So there were things that I saw. There were things that didn't sit right with me while dating this man. But I'm going to God asking him to give me signs to prove if this man is the one for me or not. I was like, Miss Mamas, you need to be able to see what you need to see and make a judgment off of what you see. Instead of over-spiritualizing things, really using your wisdom and simply asking yourself, is this man even like, am I settling? Do I really like him for real? Because if we're being honest, there were some things where I'm just like, I don't really feel like we're that compatible. But if God were to just be like, no, just to give me what I wanted, and to be like, no, like he actually isn't the one, what would I have learned? And in me being so upset with God that he saw how sad I was over this breakup and how much pain I was in with this breakup, he chose to allow me to go through temporary pain because he knew my growth, the growth I would receive from this, was worth more than my temporary pain. And I really thank God for allowing me to go through that pain and to have this revelation, for the Lord to really speak to me, the Holy Spirit to speak to me. Use your wisdom, use the understanding that God gave you. That's all you need to see. You see something wrong, you see something that doesn't sit with you, you're not compatible with the person. Like these, you don't need to run to God to give you a sign to confirm if someone's the one or not. If you're seeing these toxic things, whatever it may be, use that understanding. Jesus is always and is the teacher. Like he's still the teacher, and there's so many things that I know that he wants to teach you, that he's still teaching me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please be sure to stay tuned for my next video. I'm really glad that you stayed. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching all of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.